We also learned quite a bit about the semi-truck that was really the focus of so much attention and so much fear. The governor talking about in the first moments when he was in the state's command center watching on a MnDOT traffic cam, he had the same reaction I think that all of us had, and that certainly people on the bridge had, that here comes a truck barreling down the highway with the potential of causing massive loss of life. John Harrington saying we got lucky with that truck driver, that no one was killed, and that the driver himself was not killed. We did see some of the protesters jumping on the truck, pulling the driver out of the cab, and the truck driver was injured. You did see people beating the truck driver, but the governor's saying also that you saw people holding back and urging people to not injure that driver. The governor saying I was breathless as I watched. So what happened here? Well, it sounded like a combination of errors really compounded to create this situation. First was the fact that the state decided, because protesters started moving around 4:30, the state decided to move up the closing of the highways. The initial plan was to close the highways at 8 p.m. They decided to move that up to immediately, essentially 5 p.m. But the reality is we don't have a system of gates at every on-ramp to the highway that would allow the MnDOT to lower the gates and close the highway. That's just not what we have here. So it did take some time to bring out barricades, and they said that traffic cameras indicated that the truck driver was doing a run, which coincides with social media reports we've heard from a gas station in South Minneapolis that said this truck driver brought a delivery of gas to them that day. So presumably he was headed back from that delivery. He was on Interstate 94, then ended up on 35, no barricades in the way. They do say he saw the crowd, and this perhaps is why this truck driver is under arrest. They say he saw the crowd and he panicked, and while some would expect during panic you would immediately slam on the brakes, this truck driver panicked and kept barreling forward. And so that will be part of the investigation that continues, and we'll see if he's charged. But that's where we're at with that. Our Esme Murphy is on scene. We have reporters covering all angles of what happened in the Twin Cities throughout the overnight and throughout this morning. Lots of news to come. This has been breaking news coverage on WCCO.